This episode is proudly supported by the new Capital Food Market Canberra, where you can explore the very best producers, artisans, fresh food providores and hospitality venues of the region. Here's Jared Deaton from 3 Mills Bakery.
And I think that's the beating heart of the city. You always sort of travel and remember going to, markets and see what the culture's all about. So it was sort of only natural for us to really want to be a part of the new Capital Food Market. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I think it's an amazing market.
For more information, go to capitalfoodmarket.com.au or visit the markets and feed your curiosity.
Getting enjoyment out of people, loving our product. When someone comes up and says we had your pork and it was, unreal, best I've ever eaten, it just, it's like you tick that box, and yep. Another satisfied customer, and that's what we want to achieve. We don't want people to experience a bad experience with pork. We want it to be great and awesome so they come back.
This is The Crackling. I'm Anthony Huckstep. There are many pig breeds farmed in Australia, all delivering very different culinary experiences. For Shaun Blenkiron and his family, the Hampshire breed is central to their farm and business. Shaun, how are you?
Good, Huck. How you going?
I'm good. It's great to get you on the show. You've got a pretty unique farm there. Tell us a little bit about the region and where you are.
South Australia, little town called Cainton. Probably 100 people there roughly, just on the outskirts of the Barossa Valley, sort of northeast outskirts of Barossa Valley, basically. Yeah, nice spot.
What's great about that region for pig farming?
I guess Barossa Valley is known for great wine and also probably great produce now too. So using that as a key marketing ploy for where we are works quite well.
At the top of the show, I mentioned the Hampshire breed. Why did you settle on that? Years ago, guys from New South Wales used to send pigs down to the Adelaide show, and I'd look after them as a young fella. And one of the guys, he just had some Hampshires, and he basically gave us one day, and took off from there. Got to a point with them where we weren't sure what to do with them, and then about 7 or 8 years ago, a family friend was pestering us to head to the Barossa Farmers Market with pork. So we thought we'd use the Hampshire for that and market that, and it's probably saved the breed in Australia, to be honest, by doing that. Yeah, you're one of the few breeders of Hampshire pigs in Australia. Why is that?
I guess that the industry is so commercialised these days, and people just don't want colour coming through. They just want white pigs, and it's a rare breed. No, it's a rare breed, but I'd actually be quite surprised how well they grow in our facilities, crossing them over your standard white breeds. So, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what life is like on the farm for the pigs.
Basically, we're 95% straw based. At our farm, everything's we use what's called an eco shelter. So it's a dome looking shed or shelter. Natural ventilated, all straw based, and then the pigs have got the grower pigs have ad lib feed, so as much as they want to eat on big 6-ton feeders in each shed, and then drinkers. Summertime, there's automatic misters that turn on to keep the pigs cool. And then our sow side of things, the dry sows are on ESFs, which is an electronic sow feeder. So the girls actually feed themselves in this unit, and they're also housed on straw. It's the only, the only ones that we have is the maternity shed, I suppose you'd call it, with the sows and the little piglets.
Tell us a little bit about the pigs. Do you have any sort of funny stories about what they like to deal with?
Well, every pig's different, got their own personality. Each breed's different. Some are more fragile than others, so you just got to be patient with them.
They test you. They're good at breaking things, so constantly fixing, welding. They're inquisitive, so just got to keep one step ahead of them.
How did you first become a pig farmer? Tell us a little bit about your background.
Didn't have a choice, I suppose. When I was little, mum and dad had maybe 4 or 5 sows here where me and my family currently live in some old pigsties, and that was from when I was born. And used to go to the Truro Pig Market, which is 15 minutes up the road, which actually still runs now. There's only 2 live pig markets left in Australia, and Truro is still one of them. So I used to go there and stuff around, and obviously just got a passion for it that way. And then mum and dad bought a farm up the road, which had no pigs on it at all, and basically we ended up moving up there and building what we have now, a piggery out there. So it all started from that, and I just love pigs from the day I guess.
Take us through the life cycle of the pigs on the farm, sort of from birth all the way to when they go to market.
Yep. So the little ones are on mum for 21 days. So they come out of the maternity shed about 7.5 kilos already at 21 days. Going to what we call a little weaner shelter. They're in groups of about 200 to 250, all straw-based, as much as they can eat. They're in those shelters for 7 weeks, and then they move to a grower shelter. And then, at about 18, 19 weeks, they're already at market weight at 100 kilos. They don't sit still. They grow quite quick. By 22 weeks, that whole shelter has basically been sold for our market and ready for the next cycle to come through.
You mentioned briefly about the diet that they have. Could you go into detail with it, and has that changed in regards to sort of the finished product of the pigs?
Yeah, so I think we're running roughly 10 different diets on farm currently. It depends on the age and the size of the animal, that will depend on what they're on. So at the start, at about 10 days old, we start them on a little crete pellet with mum, so they get used to eating solids. And that's very high in protein, and it's very sweet, smells really nice, so the little fellas get into it. And then they move on to a mash. We mill everything on farm. So it's a very high protein diet at the start, so more so wheat and peas. And as they get older, the wheat will start coming out and barley takes over as a filler. So by the end of it, they're using more barley and peas than wheat. And we've run those diets for years. We don't like altering them too much because I think it has a massive part in the flavour of what we're currently producing.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the impact that it does have on the meat and the flavour of the pork.
I guess it's consistent with what we're doing. So we don't like to change it because we're worried something will happen. I know a lot of other piggeries will use a byproduct in waste products, but I question the taste of the product. Then it is you do want to grow your pigs as quickly as you can, but at the same time we're looking to do that, but also achieve a great flavour for the consumer. Because if they don't have a good experience, they won't come back.
How do you describe the taste of the Hampshire pork to people?
Sweet and juicy. We find it very hard to dry out because pork can be a very easy meat to stuff up cooking. And the Hampshire, it's a fatter breed, so straight away you got that more fat, which fat is flavour. Don't care what anyone says, and then also the marbling in the meat itself. It just makes it an awesome product. We can cook up a pork chop here, and a day or two later, I can put it in the microwave, heat it up, and there'll still be juice running out of it. So that's a difference we see.
Is the Hampshire breed suited to specific culinary applications? Like, is it better for small goods or for cooking from raw? What's sort of your take on that?
Well, we use it for both, and they're both good. So, yeah, I think more so if, we're pushing it as a fresh product, because it seems to be very simple to use, and it tastes bloody awesome, really. So, best way to put it. So, yeah, we want to keep it as a fresh product. You can use your other pigs to use for small goods, because obviously, smoking and all that can, help with the flavouring of the meat.
How did you first take it to market?
Yeah, so my wife and my mum manned the stall at the farmers market, because I don't like doing that stuff. I like doing the hands-on stuff around the back. So, yeah, Amy and my mum do that, sort of take it in turns. Also, my cousin helps there, and I think we received positive feedback from the first week, and yeah, now I think we're 7 or 8 years in, and the trade we're doing there is very, very consistent and very well. And then it's also led on to picking up a lot of high-end restaurants in the Barossa. So majority of the restaurants in the Barossa, you'll find the Gumshire, Hampshire, in the restaurants. So it's awesome to see.
How does that feel, seeing your product in those restaurants?
Very good. Cool. It's hard work, and it feels good to see your products there. And I get great satisfaction out of having the products there, and it's a big goal to feed everyone, but feed them well too. So you get great pride out of it.
You mentioned that you prefer to be on the farm. Give us a take on what's the average sort of day like for you on the farm?
Depending on the time of the year, you're trying to get there at 6:30 in the morning, and general feeding is the main thing every day. Takes a couple of hours just to check everything, and most of it's automated, but we still like to, check and run through all the shelters and make sure everyone's fit and healthy. And then we run like a 4-week batching program, so it varies every 4 weeks. So like next week is weaning week, so the piglets get taken off mum, and the following is the sows having piglets, and then it can alter a fair bit each week. So get a fair bit to do, but long days, long hours, but it's a lifestyle, not a job.
How do you feel being out on the farm?
I don't know any better. It's just what we know. I don't think I could do a 8 to 4 job for somebody. It's just what we know, I suppose. It's feels a bit like freedom sometimes, I suppose, but at the same time you do work hard, but it's part of it.
Who's the cook in the house, and is there any sort of family signature pork dishes?
Ivy probably does more the cooking here, but when it comes to pork, sometimes I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I might. But I seem to get the pork pretty right most times. Just a nice pork roast in the Weber, or some American ribs in the Weber, slow cooked. Can't beat them. My old man, so everyone knows him as Big Mick, he probably does a pretty good pig on the spit. It's hard to beat, and his pork rolls. We do a lot of them at the local footy club that we sponsor through product. We do couple of times a year, the pork and gravy rolls, and they're a massive hit throughout the Barossa now. We haven't had the old premier give them a go here the other year, so they're quite enjoyable.
You mentioned that the majority of restaurants in the Barossa have your pork on the menu. Is there 1 or 2 dishes that you've had in a restaurant in the Barossa that you can tell us about that sort of championed your pork?
So I haven't been around to too many of them because I don't get out too much, but I've been to Harvest Kitchen a few times. The chef there, Jamie, I actually went to school with him, so kind of have that relationship from there. And he does some unreal dishes with our pork. He had a Scotch pork on the menu, and yeah, we actually went there for a sitting the other week because they moved their restaurant, and it was just it was really like eating steak. Well, it was better than steak. It was pork. It just melted in your mouth, and it was unbelievable. And I believe they're moving to a pork belly dish for a few weeks now to try all that. So we'll probably have to run in there and give that a crack. But yeah, unreal job.
You've been pig farming for quite some time now. What's sort of the keys to getting it right and getting the best pork product at the end?
Playing with genetics, getting your feed right and all that, and your weights, sale weights, so you have a good product. Other key parts, I guess, just consistency, I guess. So also, the way the pigs are housed, we feel it's a stress-free environment. People say, free-range pork is the best, but what we're doing is the next best thing from a free-range because of our location. And yeah, it's a massive, it's more about welfare of anything. It's how the pigs lived its life while it's been on our farm.
You built this amazing brand there in the Barossa. What's next for you guys?
Moving it probably close to Adelaide, I suppose. Yeah, making it bigger and better. Having the time to do that is the next thing. So much to do. Probably key to moving into Adelaide with, we won some major awards this year with Champion Pork Exhibit at the Sydney Fine Foods. And then we also got a Champion Open Pork, I believe, was it Perth Fine Food Show only a few weeks ago. It could take business into other cities yet as well. Who knows? And yeah, we'll wait and see, I guess. But definitely bigger and better things ahead.
Do you think Hampshire is a breed that you'll stick with, or do you see yourself sort of moving into other breeds?
No, we'll definitely push the Hampshire more. We're probably the leading and the biggest breeder of the Hampshire in Australia. I know a few guys on the East Coast that have some, and they're starting to market them a little bit now, which is good. Because we don't want to be the only ones. We want to see it, running around the whole country, I guess, Hampshire, make it unique. And, the best way to keep the breed alive is to eat the breed, basically. And that's what we've done and created. And we probably over doubled the herd size of the Hampshires in the last 7 years by doing that.
Wow. Well, you've created an amazing brand there in the Barossa. What do you love about what you do?
Getting enjoyment out of people, loving our product, whether it's through our butchers we supply the restaurants or just buying direct from us. When someone comes up and says we had your pork and it was, unreal, best I've ever eaten, it's like, it's like you tick that box, and yep, another satisfied customer, and that's what we want to achieve. We don't want people to experience, a bad experience with pork. We want it to be great and awesome so they come back. And, it helps our industry as well. If we can get more people eating our pork, they'll look at pork differently.
Well, Shaun, congratulations on the awards recently, and look forward to seeing where you take Gumshire in the future. Please keep in touch and we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for the time, mate.
This is The Crackling, a Deep in the Weeds production in partnership with PorkStar. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Stay tuned as we catch up with some of Australia's best chefs and pork producers to discover what makes Australian pork so special.